Hey up everybody and welcome back. Well, some more subscribers, lots of comments. The Enfield trials is proving to be quite popular. I noticed that a lot of the people are directed here from Charlie Prescott's Otter BSA website, so they of course are trials oriented, so they're more interested in this. So we're going to be pressing on with this today. Oh, I just noticed a tiny bit of blooming paint that I missed there. Well, it's light. Actually, PPG place I get the paint from that did this matching, he can also do paint in aerosols, and I think he can do little touch-up ones, so I'll just get a bit to do that. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, if any of you were wondering why I didn't paint and put on the prop stand, it's because I want to see exactly how it goes when the weight of the engine and everything is in, because I might put a little bend in it. When I was all finished, I thought it was maybe canted over a little bit much, so if I put a little bend in to bring it in more, and with it dropping with the weight of the engine, it should be alright. What else happened? Oh, you seem to have taken the spot quite well. If you're wondering where he is today, he's actually here. Where? Oh yeah. He's on his little bed, look, playing with his new ball. So you'll be seeing him pottering around doubtless in further videos. So today we're going to start in the gearbox, then we're going to do the engine, then we're going to put them in, and then just go from there. So let's get stuck in. So here's our gearbox shell. First thing we've got to do is warm it up, put a bearing in. It actually goes in from the other side. And also this is where the reverse gear, the jack shaft went, which I'm going to do away with and just put a plug in. Well, I wanted to, while this was hot, make a good tight fit plug, but I've just measured it and this is nowhere near round. So what I'm going to do is, first thing is I'm going to run a ream through it just to make it, it's just under an inch. So I think I've got a 63/64 ream there. Make that round and then I can turn a plug which will fit in there tightly. The other thing I found actually, which I suppose I should have noticed before, is let's see if you can see it. I'll zoom you in a bit. There's a crack just there. So while it's good and hot, I'll weld that up. So let me first of all get the that round and make a plug for there. Here's the setup for this. I've got it on a couple of parallels because at this end here there's a little extra lip. So if I'd have just put them out there, it would have been canted over. Now, I didn't use a centre finder on this or a gauge. Because all I'm doing is making this round to make fitting the plug easier. So it goes in there nicely. So let's just give it a bit of lube. Set it going. I'm not taking much off. And as always with the ream, don't wind it back out. It's got to keep going the same direction all the time. Right, so there we have a nice round hole. Next thing I'm going to do is that crack. Now I've welded up the crack as best I could, but particularly on the inside, this alloy was so impregnated with oil it was almost impossible to get a clean puddle. So Fortunately, you know, it's just a case screw. It's not like it's one of these big big mounting bolts or anything. So anyway, I've done that. I've made up the plug with just a tiny collar to go in there. So we're going to heat this up, but before I do that, because I sandblasted, well, I glass bead blasted that to get it looking the same, and also in case there was any sort of swarf from come on, what's the word, from, help me here, reaming out that hole, I'm going to give it a wash in a big bucket of hot soapy water. So let me do that, and then I'll put it in the oven, and when we come back we'll press this in and we'll put the bearing in. Right, let's see if this is hot enough. Here's our plug. Come on. Okay, that's that in. Next thing is the bearing. You're not seeing this, are you? The piece I made was too long to fit in, but out. I'm trying to do this with gloves, you see, because it's hot. There we go. There's the bearing in. Put it back up there. Moving you about a lot, sorry. There you can see the bearing in. It's all the way down to the bottom. There it is in there. And our little plug. So let's let them cool down. Well, that last bit was a little interesting. That bloody thing was hot, which is why I'm sorry I went out of picture, but I had to get that put together. Alright, I've started to lay out all the gearbox stuff, make sure it's clean and everything like that. Change the pieces that I got new bits for. So let's go through that and we'll build this up sort of in ragtime a little. Right, I started with a clutch operating mechanism because I noticed it was pretty stiff. So this is the article. This end presses on the end of the clutch rod, and here's where the cable goes, so that as cable pulls it in, it moves that part. So it goes in this slot with a cover. So I cleaned it all out. It has a grease nipple on the top, so we can grease it up properly. That on there, and hopefully now, when we bolt it down tight, it'll turn nice and easily. Go. Perfect. Right, next thing. Alright, I think I've got everything I need. Now I've got a feeling this is going to prove a bit fiddly. You may remember it was a bit awkward to get out. But the thing is, this almost has to go in first, I think. But then you can't get it onto that. Because I was hoping I could just put the two shafts together. Let's see, just put the two shafts together, put this on, and then, you know, put the whole thing in. But I don't think it's going to work like that. So let me just check in the book. I can't remember which way up that goes. Alright, the pins go to the bottom. Now I've got this set over the hole. You may remember I have a hole in my bench for things like crankshafts and what have you. So it'll be handy for that because this shaft is going to go all the way through. So let's see if we can put this together. I'll put the shafts in and then see if we can wangle the other bit in. So that goes like that. I think you can see this. Yep, that goes like that. Then that, let's see, that's the top shaft. So that's going to go on there. And that's going to go on there. Like that. And this has got to go on there. And I was hoping that I could, I'm hoping I can get it in all in one piece. But no, it won't. Does anybody remember how I took this apart? See if I can put these shafts in separately. So that shaft goes in first. Like that. See, none of this really, oh, whoa. That goes on there. Now maybe if we put that one in first, oh, that one on there, put that in like that. Okay. See, this bloody thing is wider than Oh, did you hear that? One of the gears fell off. See, because I've got to get it on those pins. No. I bet there's a really easy way for this to go. Oh, hang on, hang on. Hang on. Ah, see, now that's catching on there. I wonder if I put this in first, then put them in, I can bring it over like that. So it was that fell off there. So what did I say we were going to do? We were going to put I bet all you Royal Enfield people are watching me saying, no, you don't do it like that. If you just do this, it'll go together really easily. No, you see that? That's it. So do you want to just sit there and watch me fiddle on with this? Or shall I fiddle and then try and show you? We'll persevere, because I know you're all enjoying this. Is that in? I don't know if that's in the blooming bushing. Let me turn you off while I go and get a torch. Right, well, it didn't help that I just put that in the wrong way around. I wondered why it wouldn't go in the bush. Oh, look at that. That's come off there. That little washer goes on there. Right, that's in the bush at the bottom. Okay. Right, let's try this again. Ah! Oh! Would you want to bet it's falling in too far now? See, it still catches on there. That's on the pins. Now, how did that just go all the way in there? See that? Good grief, this is... Who came up with this brainwave? Hey Albion, I don't reckon much to this. Alright, I can't just keep filming this. Let me fiddle and I'll bring you back. Right, I brought you back because the shafts have come apart slightly differently, and I think this may be it. So we're going to put this bit in first. Right, so that's right in there. So that goes down in our hole. Oh, would you believe it? Our hole isn't big enough for that. Let me get a couple of bits of wood. Oh. Right, there's my next job. Get that hole made bigger. Alright. You still in shot? Okay. So that goes on there. Now, if we put this piece on there, no, that still isn't going to do it, is it? Because I can't get that on. Because I don't think this comes apart. See, this one is all... That's got to go in like that. That's got to go on there like that. But can I swivel that down? God, there's barely enough room. If they'd have made this case a 1/4 of an inch bigger, that's catching on the case at this side. Buggeration. Let me show you. See that? Look, it's... You've sort of got to get it in like that, under those. Then get it in there. Then get it in. But that's not... Oh, bugger! Bottom one. Oh, which way does that go? Because I don't want to put this together. Well, they seem to mesh correctly. Put that at an angle like that. Is there enough room? Everything is just a fraction out. Oh. I say. Oh, I don't believe it. That's how you do it. Oh. Frightening the bloody life out of me now. And then we can put that shaft in. Now again, let me put our pin in, but I just want to look at this gear that's slipped off. I want to make sure I've got it on the right way around. Yes, we seem to be right. So the next thing to put in is the pin that holds that together. Now, do you remember the one we took out? All the way. There's a new one. Okay, so that goes in there. In there like that. Cross in there. I want this in so that it doesn't all fall apart while we're dealing with it. Then that pin is threaded in there, and this screws onto that. So this screws onto the pin with an internal thread, and it has an external thread that screws into the case. So I don't quite follow the reasoning behind this. It seems to catch on the inside thread first, I noticed when I was taking it apart. Let's just see, there isn't enough for it to be. We'll screw it on there. And then I've got to get it. I guess you are supposed to screw it on that first, like that, and you put it in. I seem to want to start. Probably because it's pressing on that other side and not on the hole. I never liked Villiers gearboxes either, and they're Albions. I'm going to turn you off while I get this thing in that hole. Alright, I can't even get this to screw in properly just on its own. So it's a 3/8 BSF. So I'm just going to run a tap in there. Now I've put plenty of grease on the tap rather than a lubricant, because I want it to catch any bits that I cut off. Oh, I don't believe this. It won't go in, of course, because it's on that bloody thing. Alright. Don't want you to hear me cursing and swearing and see me throwing things. Now this thing really is just winding me up. It's not 3/8, but it is 20 threads per inch, which is 3/8 BSF. So I looked to see, I made a little chart up a while ago, I looked to see what else is 20. 7/16 UNF. Now here's a 7/16 UNF nut. Why on earth is this 7/16 UNF? That's what I want to know. So now, perhaps, I couldn't understand it. The tap didn't seem to want to start, but it wasn't that. It was that it was too small, the 3/8. Actually, all the stuff came out remarkably easily because I knew what I was doing. Well, as much as I ever know what I'm doing. But there we go, look. Okay. And funnily enough, the 3/8 BSF tap wouldn't fit in one of these. An ordinary handle was catching on there, so I had to mess around with a blooming socket and all sorts of things to be able to get it in. Alright. This is one of these jobs, to be quite honest. This is now 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Admittedly, I took lunch. I had lunch. But I came out this morning thinking, right, I'll do the gearbox this morning. And by the time I'd cleaned everything up, got stuff ready, I still haven't done it. Now then, will that screw in there now? This is a regular little bugger, isn't it? Alright. See, my hands are getting dirty, which is annoying me because I'll dirty up these nice cases. So let's see if we can get the worst off them. Right. Just for a laugh, look, we'll see if we can put this back in. I've lost it. There it is. So here we go, look. I did get a little bit of swarf in there, look, but it's stuck to the... Not that it matters so much in a gearbox, seeing as the oil's not circulating. Okay, so we jiggle this in to get it past all those weirdo things. Then we get this, we put that in there, we lift this up here, God almighty, sorry, I don't like saying that. The little bugger's got stuck. I don't mind saying bugger. I spoke too soon about it going in easily now, didn't I? This is the way though. See, the pins are almost in. What was it I did last time? Is this catching on the splines or what? And the moral of this is, build yourself a BSA trials bike. Oh, this is ridiculous. Hang on, there it goes, chunk. Go in that bottom. Right, now then, now we screw, where are you? Okay, now we screw that on there. And we put that in there, find the hole here, that's one hole. Hole on the other side of the arm. And it's screwed in. Shh. And the gears move up and down. Alright, let me clean my hands. Well, that was so traumatic. I'm having one of my last 3 real Newcastle Browns. That's better. Now then. For a minute I thought that wasn't going to go in. Okay. As I say, that's actually sliding those gears along. Now then, the kickstart goes in here. Where is it? It's got a little washer. So the kickstart mechanism goes in there. Then the next thing, I suppose, is going to be putting the other cover on. Now, does that? Yeah, that goes on next. So that goes on there like that. Right, let's put, there's no gaskets as far as I remember. There's none shown in the parts book. So we need some gasket cement. So all of this is well oiled. Put some gasket cement on. I've put the gear change arm in. That goes through to there, so that catches on that little doodad. Okay. seems to be good. So we'll put some screws in, and then we'll see to the bits that go in here. Now the next thing we'll put in is the little détente thing that holds the gear change in position so it doesn't just flop around and jump out of gear. Yeah, so you've got to put a bit of pressure on it. There's no big screwdriver for that. One with a better blade. Right, there's got to be a nut to go on there. I don't see that anywhere, so let's do this. Right, next thing that goes on here is the oil slinger. I put a new one on the inside. This is a new one for this side. I think that goes on that way. Oil slinger. No, I tell a lie, it goes on with that little thing out that way. Now then, we should have a lock washer, and of course I don't have it. Where's that gone? So what I'm going to do is just put this on here for now, because I want to check. Oh, come on. Oh, hang on, I think I just remembered, isn't this left-hand thread? Yes, it is. See, that goes on there like that. My hands are getting really black now, so we won't tighten that up till I get a lock washer for it. Looks like another email to watch Hitchcock's. Then that goes on there. So we'll just put these things on so that I don't lose them. Because what I really want to see is this next bit, which is the actual gear change mechanism. Because as you will remember, this gearbox didn't have it, but I found a couple of parts of it, so I think I've ordered everything else that should go on here, but now we're going to see. So let me gather them together. Right then, there's the mechanism. So that's the bit that went inside the gearbox. That's the bit we pushed through the outer cover, well, the inner cover I suppose. So that's just the bush. So the first thing we need is an spring. Got that. Second thing we need is a plate with a little doodad on. Got that. Next is another spring. Got that. That little pin is already in there. Okay, so the next thing is these two pieces which are together. So there's that, is that one, and that is that one, and it's got the pins, so that's got us to there. Then we need that square bit, got us to there. Then we need that, right, those two little roller things are on there. One turns, one doesn't, so we'll have to work on that one. Then we have that. Not in the little box of bits. Oh, don't tell me I bought everything but that little thing. Number 10. Foot control adjuster plate pin. Let me switch you off and have a look through these little bags I've got here. No, I must have missed that bit when I was looking. Oh, that is so annoying. So we can't build that up. So that goes inside there. That goes around that like that. So there's a pin that goes in that hole there, and I don't have it. Hang on, let's go and look in the little bits and pieces. Nope, I can't find it anywhere. So that might be the end of this. What? No, I don't think you can find it. What? Alright, you can go and look. So anyway, I'll see if I can find something else to do, because it's actually the end of the day today. It's Thursday, so I'll be popping out for an hour or two on Saturday. I might find another little job we can do, so let's see. Well, I couldn't find the missing bit anywhere, and then lo and behold, when I come to tidy up, I notice it's actually in the case, which surprises me because this didn't have the gear change mechanism in. So anyway, let's finish off by showing you how the gear change goes together. That needs to come out first. We're also missing a stud over here. So first thing is this, which has where are we? That's it. Yeah, let me get this right. Which has that spring going on there. Then that goes on there like that. There's a piece that goes in here to hold that down, and there's a bolt that goes in the other side. I guess another pillar bolt like this, I don't know for sure, but I think so from the look of it. Then this goes on there, and onto the spring goes onto that nub, and you'll notice the spring is larger than the nub. So then, where are we? That goes on next, and that fits down into the spring there. So that moves that. That's going to be fixed there. Then that goes on there. This pin goes into there, and this pin fills up the space in that spring. There like that. Then that bit goes on there like that. And that bit goes on there. Then find the right nut, but then there's a nut goes on there. And as I say, there's another one of these, I think, that goes in there to hold that. And that's our gear change. So let me get the last couple of bits, but basically you've seen the gearbox go together, so we're done with that. So that's it for this week. Be starting on the engine next, and until then, you go off and enjoy yourselves.